Peace. Greetings to you all. It's your brother Naheem, BKA Lord Abba, aka Mr. Just the Facts. Tonight we're gonna have a discussion, just briefly. I'm waiting for my my guest to come on, brother Anhk, but we're gonna have a discussion tonight about the coronavirus vaccine. Is it safe? Is it something that we should worry about? I've seen like some crazy memes that speak about the polio vaccine, the flu vaccine. All of these different vaccines took decades and decades and decades to make. So how is it that they were able to develop a vaccine for COVID? So I've seen memes, I've seen a whole bunch of pseudoscience, et cetera, et cetera. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. I see y'all. Peace, brother Lionel Riley, Islam El Mahid. I see my BTP brother Ali Bey in the building. Smash that like button, family. Share it out. Peace, Corey. I see you. And if you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you already are subscribed and you're not getting the notifications, there's a little bell icon right on the right of the subscribe button on YouTube. If you click on that, you should get every notification from Be the Power. Islam Sunny's Boxing Talk, I see you. Let me see. Lionel Riley already said, don't trust it. Flower Child in the building. I'm waiting for my brother Anhk to come through. So until he does, I'm gonna read some I'm gonna read some things. Let me send Anhk a message real quick while we're waiting. So what I'm gonna do is I want to read from some, I don't know. Matter of fact, let me hear from the audience real quick, man. What do y'all think about this vaccine? Put it in the chat. I would like to hear some of y'all's takes on the vaccine. Peace, the universal Mike. I see you. Let me see. Some of y'all's thoughts. Universal Mike said, not for me. What else? I'm gonna share with y'all my thoughts. Universal Mike said Tuskegee. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's hard to not think of Tuskegee, particularly with our people. This is one of the reasons why Fauci was saying what he said about, about the sequencing. Basically, I guess the new sequencing was done by a African American woman or a black woman. So, I guess he was trying to basically, because they know we don't trust that thing. They know that, right? So, all right, Anhk is in the building. I'm about to bring him in one second. 1 second. Let me create this banner real quick. All right, all right, we got brother Anhk in the building. Let me bring the brother in. Peace. What's going on, brother Anhk? Can you hear me, Anhk?
Hey, Black African Power, Lord Abba, what's up with you, brother?
What's good, bro? Right now, I got people in the chat. I'm asking them what they think about the coronavirus. I want you to go in, but I want to read something before we get into the crux of this discussion. I don't know. It just seems like my feed is lagging on my end for whatever reason. I might need to close out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out all of this over here. Hopefully, it should speed up. All right, let me read some of these comments real quick, brother Anhk.
Okay.
Brother Sonny's boxing talk said, "I will not comply." James Sumler said, "I don't trust it." Corey, the ADOS vegan, one of the mods. Shout out to the BTP mods. Said the fact that it's a mRNA based vaccine is troubling. Chris says it seems rushed. Lionel Riley said, "I believe they're trying to eliminate us." Flower Child said, population control. Yakub said, "Nobody needs it. You need to check out the Homeland Security hearing on early outpatient treatment for COVID-19." So
Did you what?
let me read.
Check things
Let
what?
me put it on the screen. It's going to be a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff. We already know. Let me see. He said nobody needs it. You need to check out the Homeland Security hearing on early outpatient treatment for COVID-19. All right. Let me see. Flower Child said they use people who look like us to betray us, i.e., Obama. Remember, Obama went and fake drunk that water in Flint. He barely wet his lips with it. That was a straight sucker move right there. Deshaun Dodge said it's too soon, very rushed. Peace, Riri, one of our BTP mods, is in the building. Dwayne Allen said, "I wouldn't compare a coordinated event like the Tuskegee experiment to a national conspiracy." Let me pull that up. That seems interesting. "I wouldn't compare a coordinated event like the Tuskegee experiment to a national conspiracy theory to kill off blacks worldwide. In addition, only healthcare and essential workers will have first access. Negroes will be last in the queue." I absolutely agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Sister Riri
Oh, that's
said,
one of your mods?
no, that wasn't one of the Mars that said that.
That's a smart
An-
guy.
Andre
That's a
Boy
smart guy.
says, look what Andre Boy said. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
All right, let me see what he said.
Let me see.
Yeah, God kill all day.
Dwayne Allen said he can't wait to take it as a frontline COVID worker.
Yeah.
Metro customer said people get the Tuskegee all wrong. All right, so what I'm gonna do? I want to start by reading something. Let's do a quick screen share because I think that a lot of people's misunderstanding is due to the fact that they're not reading any of this stuff. They're just they're not reading anything. You got some right wing media types that are saying certain things because the business class, the owner class, wants to keep their restaurants open where it's nothing but African Americans or Latinos or whoever working anyway. So they don't care. Let them get sick in the service industry, just as long as the services keep providing services, right? So, okay. One of the memes that has been floating around. Matter of fact, you want to say something real quick before I start reading? Oh,
Yeah, I just want to say, down with the ignorance, man. Me and you, man. We've been in battles, and it's interesting how we've both grown. And we found our niche. I think I found my niche earlier than you did, though. Right? My niche definitely wasn't running around with SETI and them. That wasn't the niche, right? And you might not like it or not. Your niche wasn't being the super Moore. That wasn't your niche. I think your niche. Yeah, I mean seriously, my niche
no,
wasn't the black.
I feel you.
Yeah, my niche was black power running around with SETI howling and screaming. That wasn't gonna last too long. It wasn't intelligent at the end of the day. It was a lot of hyperbole, right? And I think the role you play right now in helping the community understand politics, I think that's your niche. and I see you got some intelligent brothers around you. You know, that's serious. You feel me?
Honest,
So I just want to say that.
honest.
Yeah, I
All right, so
say that, man. I appreciate come on here with your brothers, man. I can hear the intelligent
definitely,
dollars.
bro, your sound is coming in a little choppy. I don't know if that's me because it seemed like I'm experiencing a delay on my end. Y'all in the chat, let me know if Anhk is coming in a little choppy or is it me? It could be me. Because I'm definitely seeing a little delay on my end. Yeah, I think they saying, yeah, they said you choppy a little bit. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start reading this article called How the World Made So Much Progress on a COVID-19 Vaccine So Fast. I'm going to kind of try to skip through some of this stuff. Now, this was published, when was this published? July 30th, 2020. So this was the, I believe, the second phase of COVID, right? So it reads, never before have prospective vaccines for a pathogen entered final stage. I'm gonna mute you out real quick. I'll just hear a little background noise. Again, that could be me. It says, never before have prospective vaccines for a pathogen entered final stage clinical trials as rapidly as candidates for COVID-19. Now, I was saying earlier about this meme going around that said it took them decades to create the flu, polio, and all. I've actually fact checked some of that stuff. I think the polio vaccine was created within I can't remember. It was a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago when I did the research. But a lot of that stuff, even the flu vaccine, didn't take decades. I believe the first flu vaccines was in the 30s, if I'm not mistaken, from 1919. We are technologically leaps and bounds ahead of that time. So to think that we couldn't come up with something when the worldwide community, the whole scientific community, put their heads together in such record time is baffling to me. I mean, in my lifetime, I went from big clunky televisions with tubes in the back of them to flat screen TVs, right? And cell phones that we can speak through without connecting it to a landline and have video chats, to what we're doing right now, having video conferences and streaming to you all live. So I think it was a foolish meme, and I challenged some people on the meme, and of course they didn't have no response. The people just love repeating stuff. Okay, it says just 6 months ago, when the death toll from the coronavirus stood at 1, and remember this is published in June, neither it nor the disease it caused had a name. A team of Chinese scientists uploaded its genetic sequence to a public site. That kicked off the record-breaking rush to develop vaccines, the salve that experts say could ultimately quell the pandemic. The colossal impact of the coronavirus is motivating the speed, opening a spigot of funding. A bunch of funding went into this worldwide, and inspiring research teams around the world to join the hunt. But the astonishing pace of the progress is also a consequence of the virus itself. It is, scientifically speaking, an easier target for potential vaccines than other pathogens, and the prime candidate for cutting edge vaccine platforms new to scientists' toolkits. So if you don't know anything about science, you wouldn't know that scientifically speaking, this is an easier target for potential vaccines, meaning COVID, than other pathogens, right? And pathogens break down into viruses, bacteria, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You wouldn't know that. We gotta stop listening to right-wing media, man, and these right-wing hack doctor physicians. If it's unsafe and all of that stuff, then it's gonna be that. But listening to those people who have absolutely no experience in this field is stupid to me. Targeted treatment options provide hope for rare forms of lung cancer. So basically, what they're saying is, oh no, I'm sorry, that's something else. That's from a whole nother article. Let's get back to the article. It says, once we got the sequence, we pulled the trigger to ask how fast could we go, said Barney Graham, the deputy director of the National Institutes of Health's Vaccine Research Center. And because it was a coronavirus, we could get into a phase 3 trial in 6 months instead of 2 years. Of course, progress so far remains just that. Now, remember, this was published in June. And they're saying this is a huge experiment and no one knows how it's going to turn out. It says vaccines typically take years, if not decades, to reach people. The record now is 4 years for the mumps vaccine. I don't know if I've seen mumps on that meme. Here's what has propelled the COVID-19 endeavor to eclipse prior efforts so far. A familiar family. And I'm going to, after I read this little paragraph, I'm going to bring Anhk in and we can recap some of this story and get into the meat of this discussion. It says it's difficult to associate anything with this pandemic with good fortune. But the fact that the culprit was a coronavirus and one that was strikingly similar to others that had previously leapt from animals to people meant scientists could quickly rejigger vaccine projects in the works for those. It was almost like swapping a blue Lego for a red one in their assemblies, meaning although the Legos are red on this set and blue on this set, if you swap one out, it's still going to fit no matter the color. The reason why it's COVID-19 is because it was a new strain of a virus that had already been in existence, which is why they use the term novel coronavirus, meaning a new form of that virus. It continues. Many of the teams pursuing vaccines for SarsCov-2, the scientific name of the new coronavirus, have previously worked on vaccines for the original SARS virus, which caused the 2003 outbreak that killed some 800 people, and MERS, which has caused 2,500 cases since it started spreading in 2012. So basically, what this article is saying, and I'm going to put this in the chat, what this article is saying is that the reason why they were able to speed up this particular vaccine was because they had already had some experience with prior versions of the vaccine. So they knew the sequence. They understood what it was. They just needed to understand how it functioned, being that it was new. They didn't know that. And so they were able to fast track it so that somebody said ABBA is pro-vaccine. I'll get to that in a few minutes. They were able to fast track it and speed it up. So what we had here is the scientific community coming together, the worldwide scientific community, and they were putting their research together, and then certain companies that were more well-funded and able to produce the vaccine were able to do it. Brother Anhk, I want you to come in, but I just want to address any Herod Cow finding. Let me pull, hold up. Said ABBA is pro-vaccine. All right, let me address that.
Oh, that's Sean. Shout out to Sean on the Mossy Clan Warriors. I'm a Raw Squad and Pseudo Killers.
I hope he ain't being pseudo right now, because I've been against all. I've never had a flu shot, never had any of these vaccines. Right, my last 3 children weren't vaccinated. I did my own research. I didn't think that these vaccines were good for us. I believed when they said that some of these vaccines caused what's that condition in children?
Autism.
I believe that the research showed this was something different. And it's not that I believe in vaccines per se, right? Because you have mumps, measles vaccines. You have different vaccines that have the polio. I mean, could you imagine where the world's population would be without the polio vaccine?
Could you
So,
imagine?
yeah, do I believe in vaccines? I sure do. I believe in science. Do we have instances in this country and maybe even worldwide where we had scientists who done some bogus stuff and messed our people up? Tuskegee said, "Of course I do," and I have every reason not to trust. He said, "Have you ever taken a vaccinated?" I just said I've never taken vaccines besides whatever my mother got me when I was a child. Brother Anhk, you wanted to jump in?
Yeah, yeah. You've been vaccinated as a child, all right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Right. So I just want you to know that's still working in you right now. And as far as I know, you didn't die and come back.
No,
So
no,
you
I didn't turn into a
right. So
zombie.
I just kind of want to let you know. People will say, "Well, wait a minute, he didn't do it for himself." That's not the point. The point is you have been vaccinated. You have been afforded the science, the protection of science. Chicken pox, measles, whatever they gave you, rubella, the whole 9 yards. Remember, you have been afforded that protection of science, and nothing happened to us. So I would like to say this. And I spoke earlier about how we started and what we was doing, and we was in a dangerous space, right? I call it blackity blackology. Where it rejects and denies uh, anything that white people did on the notion that these people are evil. Everybody, every one of them. And that they're dumb on top of that. But yet these dumb people was able to enslave us, kidnap us, and use us for the global market to fund the industrial age. These dumb, ignorant, stupid white people,
Mm-hmm.
these illiterate, scientific white people was able to do that. That's a dangerous space.
That's
All the
right.
while saying that the white man is the devil, and all the while saying that you can't stand nothing they do. But as you drive in a car, right, as you go to their schools, as you eat their food, as you use them as primary sources for ridiculousness. That's a dangerous space we was in, Lord Abba.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't
Mm-hmm.
understanding that there's a difference between a dumb white boy and an intelligent white boy. We wasn't understanding that Homo sapiens sapien is intelligent, regardless of the color of their damn skin. We didn't realize that we was really promoting racism, white supremacy, in the
That's right.
form of skin colorisms.
That's right. That's right.
That's racism, white supremacy. Matter of fact, it was what they called quote unquote scientific racism.
That's
So
right.
through scientific racism, right, is where you get the mongoloid, caucasoid, right, and
That's right.
negroid. Where black people got all black people got peppercorn head, big lips, big nose, right? That's racism, white supremacy. Simple as that. So that's dangerous. That's a dangerous space to be in. So now we've grown up, right? Now we're on par with the rest of the civilized world and understanding that one, the foundation of science was laid in Africa. All scientists, all doctors know this, and they don't argue that, right? They don't. And to prove that they don't argue that, okay, I break this rock this all the time, right here. This is the Atlas joint, right? The Atlas of the human body. I use this all the time. This is straight white boy book. Am I not correct, Lord Apple?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
They
So
they
why is
they
this white boy book, right?
mm-hmm.
Did you get for Barnes and Nobles? Why this white boy book got your ancestors in the back of it? This is the Edwin Smith Medical Papyrus. It says the Edwin Smith Medical Papyrus, written in ancient Egyptian script, 1900 to 1600 BCE, is the earliest known medical literature, consisting of 48 cases histories. It describes the condition, diagnosis, and treatment in a rational and systematic way. So this is This papyri is showing you how the Egyptians were separating their science from their religion right there. Because in that same papyrus, you can see where they interacting spells. Same papyrus, you see spells. But separate from the spells, they got this straight up scientific medical treatise. They didn't mix it in. Before that period, they would mix in the spells with the and all, and the cures, mix it in. But in this particular papyrus, it shows a cultural leap. The Europeans finished off that cultural leap. They completely separated. They ain't even gonna put their religion, the Bible, you know what I'm saying, in a goddamn going New England Journal of Medicine. You ain't getting no prayers in here, nowhere near it. I'm just trying to show y'all the evolution of where we at. You, Lord Abba, we've been having these conversations. I see your growth. We both. 1 minute you advocate science, right? And the next minute you say, well, evolution ain't real. So here's the point. No, listen. The papers.
Go ahead. No, wait. Hold on. Evolution is real. I just don't believe that we human beings descend from monkey men. I don't believe that part.
Okay, right.
But we'll get into that another time. We're gonna get into that another time.
It's all relevant because what we've been teaching put us in this moment where we can understand whether or not white people is killing us or not. See, so you mentioned the scientific papers that they sent out. As a matter of fact, those before the virus even hit the United States, the scientists had already sent the genome out, the genes, right? The mutations. We spoke about four coronaviruses, right? That actually cause the common colds they are familiar with. You can look this up. You talked about the SARS, right? You talked about the other coronaviruses, all right? Is that this is the understanding of evolution. They're in the same phylum, right? They're in the same family. When you say family, it's a scientific name. When you say family, I'm telling you this. So when we talk about monkeys and apes and all that, and different families and all that, that's science right there. That's categorization. They understand the coronavirus because they understand evolution. And since human beings are animals and human beings is life, all life on planet Earth diversifies, right, and evolves based off of its environment. There is no dispute, and I refuse to argue with people over that because then I'll just call you ignorant and walk away from you. You're ignorant to the facts. The reason they was able to create this vaccine so fast because they understand the genome. Look at the human genome project in 2003 where they mapped out the human genome. Well, they not only map out the human genome, they map out the virus genome. So as they look at the virus and look at its genome, they know it was part of the corona family, right? This white boy right here, right? This white boy right here was actually working. Let me get it real quick. He was actually working on a coronavirus vaccine. All right, Peter Hotez. Man, I just had the daggone thing. All right, bam. Hold on 1 second. Because I always want to give people references so that they ain't running around here looking whacked out and crazy. Here you go. Vaccines, watch this. This speaks to you. Vaccines did not cause Rachel's autism. There's no scientific proof nor evidence that shows that autism or that vaccine causes autism. Well, the question is, well, how do you know? Because autism, right, occurs in the womb before the baby gets the vaccine, in the fetus. And they took two fetuses that were dead, okay, and they looked at the gray matter in the brain. And based off of looking at the brain, they could tell which one would later on express autism. That's how they know, based off of CAT scans, that autism occurs way before you get a dang vaccine and way before you come to Earth.
Hey, let me say,
nobody can get around it.
Let me say real quick, my doctor, before he moved, he had to move his practice. I wasn't debating with him on vaccines. I was just telling him, why I was against them. And he went in. I can't remember the conversation, but he was, he was appealing to my, as we would have conversations. So he, understood that I had some intellectualism about me, and he was trying to appeal to that. And he was like, man, that stuff vaccines cause autism and all of this other stuff. He was like, that stuff is bogus. And I mean, he really, he went in that day. He went in, but I was still, on the cautious side, but he definitely made me see things a little bit differently.
Yeah, you smart. I'm trying to tell you. And it's my job, pseudo killers, Amaral Squad, Mossy Clan Warriors, Kosi Pasai Research Team, Magic Archers, MBK. It's really our job to lay the foundation for scientific literacy so we can make it. So what I'm telling you is that, man, you know how long I had this daggone book, bro? By Peter Hotez, right? Watch this. Remember, I'm the one that spurred on the vaccine debate in Harlem before any pathogen came through. Remember that? That's how far ahead we was over everybody.
We got a question for you, Anhk.
Shout out to Sean.
The question says, so tell me how my niece was normal up to age 3, but when they gave her that shot, she developed autism. I've heard stories like that.
Right. Because your niece was going to develop autism anyway. And autism expresses itself around the same time, around 18, 19, 2 years, close to 3 years, right? When you get your full payload of vaccines. So I could see a dad, a mom, who's looking into their beautiful children's eyes, right? And they good when they 1, and they good when they 2, and they get those vaccines, and all of a sudden they start to go down because autism expresses 18, 19, 20 months after you come out the womb. That's why. That is the answer. Now, you don't have to accept that answer, but what you can't do is you can't find a better answer. You cannot find no scientific evidence to refute what I just said. Now, you can go with the poor man information, and you can go with how you feel. How you feel is, man, them vaccines did that. That's how you feel. But you go to the New England Journal of Medicine, right, which is free right now for your listening audience. These publications right now, for the first time that I know of, the Journal of Science. If you're not reading about vaccines and autism in the Journal of Science, right? Journal of Science, right? In the New England Journal of Medicine, right? And JAMA, okay? Or Nature. They're free right now, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, the hell with Newsweek and all that, right? The hell with all that. Trust me when I'm telling you. I'm giving y'all the game. Oh, we don't read that around here. That's a quick grab, real quick. That source you just pulled up. I don't even listen to that source you just pulled up. I looked at what that source was written off of. And I go here because the scientists must first publish their works in these journals right here. This is the international, meaning white people, black people, Chinese people, green people, and red people publish their works in here so scientists can critique and figure out if it's right or wrong or not. But it got to make it in here first. These journals, prestigious journals. Okay, so man, the answers are right there for us, right? They just hide it, right, in a secret vault called the damn library, Lord Abbott. You see what I'm saying?
The secret?
Yeah, the secret vault called the library. They hide that from us. No, we have a community that does not push college and universities. We have an anti-university culture, quote unquote conscious community. We have an anti-read a book community.
Yo, let me give you.
And then when you do read,
real quick, I want you to finish because as you say that, I want to say this real quick. I remember I was on Sarnetta one night. It was me, man. Hell, you could have even been on that night. You know, we done had a couple clashes, but I don't think we was going at it that night. But I know I was on.
Hey, what's the name of your channel? People trying to come up. What's the name of the channel?
Be the Power. Do you have the
Be
YouTube
the Power?
link? Yeah.
Yeah, send me the YouTube link.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me see. Did I send you?
No, you didn't.
All right, hold on. But yeah, I'm a tell a story while I'm talking, right? I mean, while I'm pulling this up now,
Mm.
it was me, Polite, Red Pill. I want to say maybe Shaka Amos was there, maybe. And you could have been on that night. I can't remember, but I was talking about having real academic style debates. We rent out a lecture hall at a college. I'll just text you the YouTube link. We rent out a lecture hall at a college. We invite university professors, et cetera, et cetera. This way, we're not just talking to the Sonetta crowd because they're not scholars and they're not good judges of any of this information in the first place. So the dude Red Pill shot back at me and said, why should we go in front of a white man's college and have these types of debates? Wouldn't that be like Mandingo? I don't like the N word, but I'm gonna say what he said. Wouldn't that be like Mandingo style nigga fighting in front of white people? I said, what? Yo, I went in on, of course, I had to go in on that dude. And I didn't even say which colleges or universities. It could have been HBCUs, etc. You know, so when you said what you said, I had to throw my little anecdote up in there because people need to understand that what you just said is so vital. People don't want to read, they don't want to do research, they want to look up these stupid videos like Plandemic. It was a bunch of debunked right-wing hack scientists that got kicked out of all of this stuff, the scientific community, because they was bogus. All of their cases that they had in the past proved that they was bogus. And these people were just disgruntled scientists that was trying, like the chick, what was her name? Lefkowitz? Mary Lefkowitz? That from the Plandemic documentary. I don't know if you've seen it.
I don't know her name, but she was discredited. You can read her story in the journal Science.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was stealing data and shit, messing it up. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, she talk about you should be able to go to the beach, catch the virus, basically get cured by the elements within the sand and the beach air and the water. I'm like, what is this crazy chick talking about? But go ahead, bro. I just had to throw that in there.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. So I don't know where the hell I was at. You killed me with that. But
well, you was talking about books. People don't like to read books anymore.
Right.
They want to.
So this book right here. All right. I think it was my brother Clark Kent, man, for the pseudo killers, man. Shout out to the pseudo killers. We look at a lot of videos. Brother Vance, man, he put a lot of academic videos in there, and we kind of sword fight who can put the best videos in there. We look at them, and so this particular Joe Rogan show. So we looked at the Joe Rogan show. White boy Michael Osterholm was on there. I remember that, and he had a book, right? And we got this damn book. Now this book right here, right? Allow me to understand that the coronavirus was airborne. It was an airborne pathogen. This is months before. They just said it was airborne about a month and a half ago, bro. I knew this going to the damn debate. You feel me? Like I had this book at the debate. So and I had this joint at the debate. So the question is, why have I been teaching evolution? Why did I spur a whole debate? Because I wanted to put my community at the forefront of understanding what was going on before it happened, bro. And I told them it's not a matter of if a pandemic is coming, a pathogen is coming. It's a matter of when, man. Right? And lo and behold, here we go. After the debate, what happened? The debate was in December, Lord Abba.
Wait, who are you debating?
Coronavirus came in January.
Who are you debating?
Huh?
Who are you debating?
John F. Kennedy and all the white boys, the anti-white boys, the anti-Bass community. And guess what the community did for me? Guess what this black, proud, black African power, black power community did for me?
Hey, what's up?
The bitches didn't show. It was about 30 black people showed up, right? 30 black people showed up. About 650 white people showed up, right? Out of the 30 black people that showed up, 3 of them was on my side. They booed me and they threw tomatoes at me.
Wow.
Alongside the white people.
Wow.
See? And you know me. I'm who I am. I wasn't worried. And I even had to Captain Tazariak. Captain Tazariak said, Unc, I know why they wasn't receiving. You don't know how to talk to people. I was like, damn, it was only white people though. So now I gotta talk to white people a certain way. It was amazing.
Captain Pseudo said that to you?
He said, I know how to talk. I said, Tazariak, only people's name was white people, dog. Like, I supposed to change the way I talk. You know, I've been talking shit to y'all, you know what I'm saying, for years. And that was an academic style debate we did, bro.
I'm not familiar with that. You need to send me the link. I didn't even hear about that.
Of course not. Of course not. Who the fuck? Like, they was like, vaccines. We don't mess with vaccines. So our whole community. Watch this. It's a part about vaccines before we get into it. Right?
No, go ahead, bro.
White people are signing up in droves to take the test vaccine before it even come out. They did that, right? Other communities did that. Some heroic black people did that. But the majority of the Mexican and African American population, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't joining those trials, bro. Other communities was because they understood the value of if it do fuck them up, they understand the value of sacrificing themselves for the next generation, bro. How about that, right? Watch this. So the majority of people that saying they're going to take the vaccination are white people, right? And intelligent black people, right? So you got a whole segment of our population who need the vaccine the most saying they're not going to take it. Wait a minute. The majority of people taking it is white people. So now the majority of black people going to be left out. Who they trying to kill, bro? You die without taking vaccinations.
I feel you on that. Like, and that look, that's a part of my look. I've been against vaccines for the same reasons a lot of us have before we actually get to studying stuff, right? And because this thing was so deadly, and me being in the South, I'm a person that like to know, period. So I stay on top of this thing, you know. After you keep seeing rest in peace go across your timeline from the people in your neighborhood, and they still up in New York City, and like these people, and the family members that they're saying rest in peace to. Some people, one of my family members had it. This family member doesn't want me to put it publicly, so I won't say, what relation we was, because that family member don't want other family members to know and be worried, etc. But this family member told me that the feeling that she had, she couldn't describe it. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that caught it. I'm putting that out there. And just this is recently, and she's doing good right now, but the grandmother is not doing so good because people being reckless. You know how our people are. We got to be honest. So, this thing hits home. So for me, I'm like, damn, I've seen reports where perfectly, because, they said if you had underlying conditions and comorbidities, et cetera, you were more likely to die from COVID. Then the reports started coming out that people who were perfectly healthy had died. So it became a crapshoot, basically. You wouldn't ace out all the time, but there's a possibility that you could ace out. There's a possibility, right, that you could crap out. I think I'm mixing CeeLo. I'm mixing New York CeeLo with the craps. But yeah, so but yeah, man. So I was like, yeah, I'm at the point right now, and I'm gonna put it out there to everybody that I'm 80% leaning towards taking this vaccine. Period. Because we got a chance to watch what it does to the people on the front lines, and if any ill effects that, because regular population might not get it until January or February sometime. They just had a meeting today. The FDA just approved Pfizer's release, if I'm not mistaken. I was kind of skimming through it. I had a bunch of stuff going on today, so I couldn't barely concentrate, but I keep up with it. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there to the people. I'm not telling nobody what to do or how to do it. Somebody said pandemic Russian roulette, and that's a good way. You know, the Malcolm Robinson said that, and that's a good way to think about it. We don't trust the government, but this was different because it was the works of the worldwide scientific community. If it was just the United States of America, I'm like, I don't know. So there's some people that want to get on some of your people's. Did you want to send some of them the chat? I only wanted to stay on here for 45 minutes, but I guess we could extend it for another couple minutes.
Let me ask you this question. Like, trust the government? Who the fuck is trusting the government? See, that's the point, though. Like, who the fuck trusts human beings, though, Lord Abba? like, are we kidding right now? Like, I fuck with you, Lord Abba, because I fuck with you for the last, how long we known each other, Lord?
Man, we known each other for at least 11 years, man. At least. we been rocking out for a minute. Maybe 12.
Right.
Maybe 12.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, no.
More than that.
Yeah. We about 12 years now. About 12 years.
Yep. Okay, so over the years, we learned to trust each other based off our relationship, based off our dealings with each other, period. So you don't just trust nobody. Science does not need you to trust it. That's the point. It does not depend on trust because a scientist can slip something in that shit, right? And do all that, right? But as it goes through those tests, it's going to get figured out. Like, man, that shit don't work. You can act like it's work. You can act like it's safe. But once it pan out, you're going to realize it's not. See, what people want is a perfect thing. There is no perfect thing. There's always human error. There's always mistakes that could actually transpire. We're not saying it's perfect. Nothing is perfect. The errors people take, right, can have side effects. Medicine, period, can have side effects based off of people's genetic makeup, biology. You know what I'm saying? Like, things affect people have peanut aversions. A damn peanut could kill you. I don't see people talk. You stand a better chance of catching a peanut aversion than dying from a vaccine. And like I said, Lord, you have vaccines. So watch this. This is something nobody can get around, Lord Abba. How many people do you know been arrested in your community and your family? Do you know anybody?
Hell yeah. I'm one of them.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Anybody that died from an overdose in your community or in your family?
Say it again, bro. You was breaking up.
Do you know anybody in your family or your friends that you know died from a drug overdose?
Well, not in my family, but definitely, I've growing up in the hood. You definitely gonna hear
friends, whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. How many people you know dropped out of college?
A couple people. You know, we don't go to college that often, but I know a couple people that dropped out of college. Some of them close family members.
How many people you know just didn't even go to college? How many people you know didn't even make it to college?
Too many to count.
How many people do you know dropped out of high school, Lord Abba?
I'm one of them.
Hold on. How many people do you know been shot in their own community by black people, gun violence?
A lot.
And died from gun violence, right? Okay. Last question. How many people you know been injured by a vaccine?
Not one. I don't know a person. I don't know personally a person who has been or had any negative effects from any vaccine. You know, I've seen a story on YouTube about a person here or a person there over the year. Right?
Nope, know.
But no.
On YouTube.
No. What I'm saying is that isn't a justification for why a person shouldn't get any vaccine because one or two people may have had deleterious effects. That's
what I'm doing right there, Ab. I'm asking you a straightforward question right now. How many people you know died from vaccines?
None. Zero.
So what the
Zero.
hell are we talking about? Why don't we go fix our damn community and worry about some shit we need to worry about? We need to worry about the gun violence. We need to worry about the drug addictions. We need to worry about the high rates of prison. We need to deal with the dropout rate. We need to deal with teenage pregnancy. We need to deal with healthcare. We need to deal with all that besides stand up and pump our chests and you know the red pills, the blue pills, the Dr. Sabies, the Phil Valentines. You know what I'm saying? Our whole goddamn community is an anti-vax community following white boys, bro. They
That's a
literally
fact.
follow ignorant, stupid white people, Lord ever, but claim to fight for the lives of black people, bro.
That's a
Think
fact.
about that.
That's a fact. That is a fact. It makes so. I mean, it got to the point where Dr. Fauci had to tout that I believe he said an African American or a black woman was spearheading the vaccine so that black people could feel comfortable taking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. He got to like appeal to people's emotions.
It's the sheer miseducation, man. It's part of what we've been through. Is the level of education, and how could my man, right, that got his little show at Howard University, right, promote poor man information, yo?
You said you was kind of breaking up. Can you say that again?
I said my man got his show at Howard University in their goddamn library, right? How could he promote poor man information at Howard University at their damn library, bro? In their library. He could just reach over there and grab a book on any subject he be talking about. Who the Jews was, who the Jews wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Is evolution real, is it not? Like, you in Howard University, bro. You in a library.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Cannon, how could that be possible, bro? How?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we've established an anti-educational program, bro. We anti-literature, we're anti-knowledge, but yet we claim for knowledge. We claim to have knowledge. We claim to be able to teach. All of them. Ali Baba Muhammad, he's a goddamn sophisticate, bro. Native Americans, oh, our bodies are different. Our bodies ain't no damn different from no other Homo sapien. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is it's overboard, bro. And it's that, oh, your man, Sabir Bey. I'm talking to you, Sabir Bey. Pseudo.
Super pseudo.
I had no idea you was a damn pseudo.
Oh, we knew for years.
And it's crazy. And I'm saying, I'm just animated. So I'm not meaning no personal. I'm saying, but what they're teaching now is personally harming us now.
Wait, let me say this. Let me say this. Go in, bro. Like, you know, this is the platform we usually have our political discussions. Every once in the blue, we turn up. Go in, bro, because people need to hear this. They need to hear the passion that comes with this particular subject, because our people have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19, from the virus itself to the economic impacts of it. So we definitely need this level of conversation.
You got them not understanding proper terms. Governor Cuomo said that black people were such and such. He don't even understand the language he's using. You know, like, it's just it's what I'm saying is, man, I've been tired of it, Lord. That's why I used to call you Lord Dabba Dude. Because for some things you do, I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop that. Like
no,
I know we
no, not with me.
We intelligent, bro.
Not with me though, because I back up everything I taught. After a while,
okay.
once we start hitting like 2012, 2013, I was a whole different animal. And my works is cited right now in academics books. I can pull them up. You can find
that's not the point I'm making.
Hold on. You can find Sheikh Ray L's name in academic treaties right now, and books on Islam and the academic.
That ain't the point. That ain't where the hell we started at, Ab.
All right, well, we ain't start there.
I don't care what you say.
Y'all was beating me up.
Abba.
Y'all, no, I didn't. I just ain't know how to argue.
Me too.
I ain't know how to argue.
Nah, we were pseudo. We were when that SETI shit, man, we was all on that. We wasn't
You
scholar
right.
yet, bro.
Some of that stuff was pseudo. I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, man. We was learning. Yo, we had to grow, yo. This is not what we was.
That's
Come on,
a fact.
I didn't take myself out that circle.
No,
Now we've done this. Now we've grown. Right? Now we grown. Yeah, now we grown, bro. And I'm saying that's a testament right there. What we prove is that we can grow. That's the point I'm trying to make. Everybody can get this. They wasn't, man, before I started talking about academics, wasn't nobody talking about that. You did this. You was like, I see what these niggas is doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else tried to fight against that process. You did that.
That's a fact. Like, oh. That's a fact. I was like, these dudes is, I knew I had an argument, but I was like, these dudes is just beating me up. I got to figure out what they're doing. And I just start studying more. I started to study scholastic methodology. And once I got methodology down packed, then I was able to have the arguments. And I think I told you the last time, me and Sanjetti was on the phone one time, it was years ago. And he was like, yo, Abba, I hear some of the stuff you saying. I disagree with some of it. You bring some sources that it is hard to go against. He said, right now, you really don't know how to put it together. He's like, about 5 more years from now, you're going to be dangerous, though. So, and that was, I think we had that conversation maybe 2011, maybe. You know, so yeah. It gets like that. We can all see the progression of each other's works over the years. Some people have advanced. Some people are still pseudo. I seen Polite with a gun in a video, and then he held up the gun and said, "But this ain't going to protect you." And pulled out a lemon and a lime and said, "This is going to protect you against the coronavirus." I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What am I looking at? So, but it's working for them. You know, you can't critique them. They'll call you a hater. You already know that.
Yeah. So let's do this real quick. Let's talk about the speed. Let's talk about the speed of the vaccines, right? Let's talk about the ACE2 receptors. And so I want the people to know, right, that the mRNA 1273 vaccines, right? What they do is they use proteins, okay, that mimic the ACE2 receptors, meaning the COVID virus actually can link onto your cells, right? Using the receptors, that's how they get it. It's like a key, right? It locks up. Through evolution now it's able to really get into the cells, all right, and get reproduced again through your own body, all right? So what the scientists did was they used electron microscopes, right? And they formulated the proteins, because that's all a virus is. It's protein. Have we heard that before, Lord Abba?
Oh yeah, you just made me think about your man Polite. Talk about he got an electron microscope in his crib. We was on Sinetta that night. Go ahead, bro. Oh, that was funny. Funny.
So listen, the protein, we were talking about a virus, and he was like, a virus ain't a protein. You remember that, right?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so a virus is a collection of proteins and envelope virus and all that, but it's basically proteins. So what they did was they actually shaped proteins, right, based off of the pictures that you can get from an electron microscope. That shows you exactly how it is. Now, you know, they call it the good ones that they use is over $1 million, right? And what they mimic these proteins, and it tricks your body into actually thinking that's the daggone coronavirus, and it starts producing antibodies. They was able to do this at breakneck speed because, one, they apply evolution to the process. 2, the technology allowed them to do, you know what I'm saying? I think you read that. What it used to take them 2, 3 years, 4 years to do, they could do it in 3 months now. The flow of information, the amount of money put into the project, the overall humanity fighting back. See, humanity is at a goddamn loss. And whenever humanity comes to that breaking point, right, they band together like no other. Now, we're going to go back fighting each other in a minute. But right now, the community of scientists, they're flowing in. Governments are allowing that now. The flow of information. So based off of that, bro, they was able to put this process at hand. So like I said, they already had the vaccine before the virus even reached America. Let's get that straight now. Now, people say, well, the testing, how we know it's safe? Well, they did. First of all, the efficacy is there, meaning how long will the actual when you actually get the vaccine, you know, how long will that last? Is it going to be 12 months, 3 months, 10 years, right? Okay. No steps were actually missed. That's what I want everybody to know. All the trials, guess what they did, bro? Instead of doing the trial right after each other, they did them all together.
They did them all. I've been following this thing since the beginning, so I already know. It was like they
know that, right? They already, not to mention they had the genome already. They had genome.
That's right.
And not to mention they got close to 100 years now of vaccine science. These are called what third generation vaccines now. Okay. All right. The messenger RNA 1273. That's that new shit right there. All right. So, hey man. Oh, my man, come on here, man. I know he won't come on and add something to this. You know what I mean? I know we ain't got long, but you know, shit'll kill on deck, man. I passed a couple of my comrades, but the point is, man, everything these shit'll be saying, they be wrong, Lord. And they actually putting out people in a deficit, man, because they actually putting them in a space that is harmful, man. And I can't respect that, bro. I can't respect Curtis without a cause. And the ignorant white people he hang around and bring with him. They're ignorant, bro. And our people gravitate to ignorance, it seems like. Let me re-say that. The eldership in the pseudo-conscious community has led us astray. They claim to fight against white people, but yet they bring us ignorant white people. You said it best. Man, let me stop, man. Come on, man. But my point is, man, look, listen, listening audience, man, if y'all can hear me, if y'all in earshot, if you're not reading about the coronavirus in the Journal of Science, in the Journal of Nature, in the New England Journal of Medicine, in JUMA, what's that? JUMA? No, JAMA, right? It's all free now. You can go to these joints, cost you this about 150. This gonna be 200. 150 catch a sale. The Journal of Nature is about 200. Right now, the Corona section is just free, man. Don't read this shit nowhere else. So yeah.
All right, brother. Inherit Sean P.
They might have got that there, bro.
Hello,
peace. What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
It's good that we could come on topics we could agree on, right? And all build together. Any other time we trying to rip each other apart.
Yeah,
I've been trying to find MBK. I ain't been seeing them lately. Where they at? Where my man Rob Bourne at?
He in the cut. He in the cut.
All right, yo, shout out to Rob Bourne, man.
Yeah, Rob Bourne.
We know the vibes. We know the vibes. What's good, bro? What you want to add to the cipher?
Cooler, man. Yeah, just full agreement with what Brother Anhk is saying, and people who don't understand how warp speed could actually take place. He gave you bits and pieces of it. You know what I mean? Mapping out the genome. There's 4 different sequences that they had to deal with. You're talking about a messenger RNA vaccine that you can maneuver the molecular structure of the vaccine to tailor it to certain things. This is going to be cutting edge vaccines for the future because they're going to be able to resolve certain issues. You have people questioning why they haven't did anything on HIV and AIDS. Well, they're working on something right now, you know, in monkeys that they're trying to work out and hash out with the mRNA to treat HIV, you know, and other certain cancers. So they're looking for solutions to things that are plaguing us tremendously in the community. And like y'all said, you just got to have the methodology, the patience, and the understanding to actually go in and do the reading and dig things out and come to an honest conclusion. But you can't come to an honest conclusion based on emotions. Emotions ain't gonna get you nothing.
They're facts. Facts. So, you know, I want to reiterate for anybody that's just listening in, tonight we wanted to have a conversation about this coronavirus vaccine. Is it safe? Is it something that we should take? Is it something that we should reject? You know, Brother Anhk has made the case, and I think he's laid this case out more eloquently than I could have, because I already said I'm already 80% leaning towards taking the vaccine. You know, I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we live in a world where diseases and viruses and all of this stuff develop. And you know, I've had the flu before. I've never taken the flu shot. Maybe if I've taken the flu shot before, I never catch the flu. I don't know. But I remember reading a few years ago, they were taking ice core samples from the earth. I want to say they were in Antarctica somewhere.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they found was that there were viruses that were locked into these core samples that dated back about a million. I don't know if it was a million. It's been so long since I read the article.
Billion years, man. The viruses go back far.
Yeah, so some of them viruses went back. I know if I can remember, it said millions of years. They said so. The fear of millions of years. Yeah, they said the fear of the ice caps melting was that there's a possibility that you would release some of these old viruses into nature. You know, some fish might eat something, and then the polar bear might eat the fish, and then who knows, the polar bear might eat something that an Inuit Eskimo might touch, or you know what I'm saying, something, right? And or a half a fish that the bear might have eaten, and then this Inuit Eskimo might pick it up, and next thing you know, we have a whole chain reaction, because that Inuit might be one of the people that go into the local markets in Alaska or something. I said Antarctica, not Alaska, but y'all know where I'm going with it. Right. I'm just saying this is usually how this thing happens, and they showed us that in that movie Contagion. You know, the pig, the bat, I think it was the bat had a disease and it released some droppings, and the pig was eating, and I think the RNA from the virus that was in the bat's feces was consumed by the pig, and it went in the pig system and created a whole new thing, I believe, because the pig had its own viral load of something else. And then the next thing you know, it created this super bug, and the chef went and slaughtered the pig and wiped his hands on the shirt, went and took a picture with the female who touched the cell phone and the glass. And the next thing you know, it was a worldwide pandemic. So, you know, I think that we have to make sure that we are keeping up with these things. And it's good to have brothers like Anhk that's on it. You know, people are asking in the chat, you know, what's your credentials, et cetera, et cetera. You know, they're some of the greatest scholars that we've had that come amongst us have been autodidactic, people who have been self-taught. And it is not out of the realm of possibility to be self-taught. Sometimes doing primary research is hard because I don't speak Arabic. I don't speak Hebrew. I don't speak the language of the Metu Neta. And so a lot of the times I have to rely on secondary and tertiary translations to see if the English translation that I'm dealing with is right and exact. And so I'll cross-reference those translations to make sure that the word that I'm using in a specific instance matches up with the intent of what the original source is saying. There's somebody else that has joined in, Shafreen L. Peace. Introduce yourself, family.
Yeah, peace. What's up, Lord Ab? I'm a pseudo killer.
Okay,
I'm chasing Sean around on every platform, trying to get this body. But y'all definitely kicking that good knowledge tonight. I'm definitely with it.
Definitely. My sister Cynthia said in the chat, actually HIV/AIDS ART treatments are warp speed ahead of what they are before, which goes to what the brother Sean was saying earlier.
Yep.
So definitely, brother Shafreen L. I'm taking you in the Moorish movement?
No, my parents were.
Okay. Hey, yo, Carl, we could turn this into a different debate. You know I'm here. Your Lord Abba is sitting right here. Let's not forget that.
Nope, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, brother
I ain't gonna do
Shafrin.
it.
You know,
Chef, my man, you're going to pseudo killers together, man.
definitely. So what are your thoughts about the discussion? What do you feel about you know, the vaccine, and should we take it? You know, obviously you're on here because you feel that we should let science do its work and we should be participatory as opposed to catching a virus and likely dying. So give your thoughts on that.
Yeah, we talk about this you know, continuously in our chat. We basically look at it from the standpoint as our community can't afford to keep falling behind, especially when it comes to health issues. You know, and all major statistics, other than music and running the football in this country, we fall behind. And it's basically we in the space age right now. You know what I mean? So vaccines will be produced at a quicker rate. You dig what I'm saying? Unc make a good point. Like 100 years ago, or during the 1400s and the 1500s, before they made the steam engine, it took, you know, Europeans 3 months to cross the Atlantic. Right? When they created the steam engine, now it takes 3 days. You feel me? So, like, with the people who was on the damn sailboats, what was they gonna say? Oh, I ain't getting on that boat because it only take 3 days. Yo, it's a safer vessel, and it's gonna get you to dock in a quicker amount of time. That which will decrease the chances of you getting caught in a storm or anything crazy happening on a long voyage on the sea. The same way with the vaccine. Yo, as time goes, like we fly planes now, like travel has shortened. The way that we communicate, you know, the time that it takes for us to communicate have shortened. Technology has allowed the world, you know what I mean, to advance. So medicine advanced along with it. So we got to go along with the science. So I believe, yeah, I'm gonna take the vaccine.
All right, look, I'm gonna read a comment, but I also want to get into, because somebody asked the question, what's in the vaccine? But I want to read DP comment. Shout out to DP. He's a regular in the Be the Power chat. You know, he disagrees with a lot of what's being said tonight, and it's understandable. Some people have their reservations. Brother Anhk has provided us with valuable resources that we can look up, so that we're not taking Ankh's or anybody's word for it. For that matter, we can just look up what the scientists are saying themselves. But DP, it says this: we're not falling behind, we're being pushed down. All their talking points, meaning you all, and I guess I'm in that as well, act like racism doesn't exist or doesn't pick winners and losers. Where did these dudes come from? So, all right, anybody want to address that? We're not falling behind.
Yeah.
We're being pushed down.
Yeah.
All of their talking points act like racism doesn't exist or doesn't pick winners and losers.
But what do racism got to do with this?
Whoa, hold on, L. Hold on, Chef. So that's why we fuck with science, because you can be a racist scientist, it don't matter. You could be a fucking jarhead, a skinhead. You could be a black power motherfucker that hate white people and be a scientist. It don't matter. The only thing that matters is your data. That's the only thing that matters in science. What you can prove and verify and up to the scrutiny. Remember, science is self-correcting. So yes, it's racism, white supremacy. Remember, it was a thing called scientific racism, where they said black people came from gorillas. Yo, you don't remember that? When they said that it's the thing that helped white people feel comfortable with the slave trade. Well, as long as they're just not all human, then they surely can be enslaved. It's called scientific racism. Read it. But a white boy named Charles Darwin, okay, Albert Churchwood, the Victorian scientists, they said, no, That's not it. Charles Darwin wrote a book, The Origin of the Species, by way of natural selection in the favorite races. And I guarantee y'all think favorite races actually mean people. No, it don't. It means variety of animals. Okay. And he wrote that book, which is the foundation of modern biology. It clearly showed that no, black people, first, one, come from Africa, that all people come from Africa, and two, all humans are the same. A white person did that against the white people. Science. You can only defeat science with science. That shit with race is a pseudo-scientific idea that they use to make rich white people feel good about, quote unquote, enslaving us. So your point is well taken, but and some not even listen, because yes, you can lie, but they can get you. They can catch you because it's written down. Science is something you do. Scientists are always trying to do what? Debunk what they did. That's what science is. Things have to be falsifiable. Like you can't falsify God because it's made. You can't put that through the scientific method. It's nothing there to even. It's what we say, right? But if you're a racist, so what? So you don't like black people. Don't like white people.
All right, hold on.
Make some sense.
Hold on.
Let's say you're crooked.
Hold on. He said you're not addressing the concern. I thought he was, brother DP, but he says my question is, can science be applied in a racist manner? I think Anhk was just explaining that to some degree, but at the end of the day, it has to be verified by other scientists. So I don't really understand. But go ahead, Anhk, if you want to finish addressing that. You or any of your team want to.
Adolf Hitler and the boys. Adolf Hitler and the boys tried to play the game of the superior race with the blue eye. Do y'all not remember that? Right up to the moment Jesse Owens got on that track and lit their ass up. They tried that. So yeah, I'm not saying that racism and all that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is science is the great fucking equalizer, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. That is the only way to measure nature. You can't measure nature. No, how else do you measure nature but through science? Which is an African idea. Go ahead, Chef. One of y'all go ahead. Because he's just having fun, right? You should bring him on the panel and tell him to express himself, Lord Abba. Since he's that big.
I would love that, brother DP, if you wanted to come on and we could get it in real quick. Any of the bros wanted, I did have another question up before, but if any brother Chef or Sean wanted to address that.
Yeah. All right. So let's just deal with what he was saying. You know what I'm hold on, I can't see it again. But it's okay.
Oh, hold up. Debo died. Damn. My bad.
That's crazy. I seen somebody posted. Yeah. I thought they was playing.
Me too. I didn't know what they was talking about.
Yeah. Sad to hear that, yo.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, you good. As far as the racism, I mean, you have to deal with how do you counteract racism? You feel me? So that's not really an argument there. We all know that we experience certain things in America based on our struggle, our situations, and how we got here. However, like Anhk said, you defeat science with science. So racism don't have, like Shefflin started with, what does racism got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Has nothing to do with it. Now, if you're trying to say that scientific racism, which is pseudo, was used against us in the past, you're absolutely correct. It was. But how did we know that it was wrong or it was used against us in the past? What exposed that? So while we jumping the gun on things and saying, well, they did this, that, and the third, what caused it to come out? Did the racist have a somber moment and say, we need to tell people what we did? Or did science force it to come out because of the evidence shown? So if we want to use Tuskegee as an example, the science helped expose what actually took place. Why? Because they knew these people had not been treated. The evidence showed it. They can go draw the people blood, yo, and show, okay, so why they didn't get the vaccine? Y'all just sat here and watched these people suffer, and you didn't treat them. You just made up stuff. And the primary sources show and validate that, right? Because they're documenting their work, yo. These so-called people you call them racists were cocky enough to document their work. No matter what, whether it was the transatlantic kidnapping of our ancestors or anything they done in history with us, the Henrietta Lacks situation, they documented their work. So, you know, we have to use the things that expose this so-called racism that actually supposedly exists. So we deal with it like that, yo. It goes back to what Labba said at the beginning too. You know, he started to get better when he got his methodology down. That's another argument, but hey, that's what he said.
I like that little slick shot you threw up in there. I like that. I like that. All right, look, we got a question on the screen from 32 Savage. Does the vaccine contain nanotechnology? I'm bringing my brother Josh and my BTP brother. But you gotta. I want y'all to, after y'all answer this, I want to pull up what's the ingredient in the vaccine. Yeah, so all right. Does the vaccine contain miniature microscopic robots, brother?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
All right. So first of all, if they want to track you, yo, they track you through your cell phones, man. All right, let's stop it. GPS, car, cell phone. You already got the chip on you. You walk around with it all day. They ain't got to shoot nobody up. You know what I'm saying?
we pay for the track. Yo. We pay for the track every month with our cell phone bill.
We paying for it.
That's crazy, yo. That's my answer, man. Come on, man.
Hey, do you want me to be a little bit more specific?
What, with the cell phones?
Nah. As far as the ingredients.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so it's got nucleoside modified messenger, which is what the RNA is. All right, encoding a viral spike glycoprotein of the SARS-CoV-2. Now you got lipids, salts, and then sucrose. If you want to be more technical, you probably can Google it yourself and get you an article. There's a great read, I think, that's on MIT. MIT will actually give you some verification on that.
Yeah, I had pulled that up. I had that up earlier.
Okay. Yeah. MIT is a good one. They got another one too. If you don't want to use MIT, that you can get into from like Pfizer directly from the people who's making it. So you don't have to go all the way around the corner. You can go directly to Pfizer and biotech and get the actual ingredients and deal with it as well. And they're going to tell you what they're using and how they're using it. So, but like, go ahead.
What I want to do is I just want to read through some of this. I obviously not going to be able to read some of these long lines of hexane 61 DIYL, but like, you know what I mean? But I just want to see if any nanotechnology is in there. I just want to see active ingredients, nucleoside modified messenger RNA, or MOD RNA for short. Sister Cynthia was speaking about that in the chat, saying this is a new form, I believe she said, of the RNA, encoding the viral spike. Third generation, encoding the viral spike glycoprotein. I was looking all of this stuff up earlier. It is rather interesting, to be honest with you. Lipids, if I'm not mistaken, lipids are fats. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Lipids are fat?
No, you're correct.
Okay, lipids are fat. I'm not going to even try to read some of this stuff. Hydroxybutyl, hexane, yeah. Okay, salts. Well, the last one says cholesterol, so we know we're dealing with some fat. Salts, potassium chloride, mono basic potassium phosphate, sodium chloride, basic sodium phosphate, dihydrate, and the other is sucrose, and I believe sucrose is a sugar, right? So
Correct.
I like how it puts it on this MIT site. It says reading the ingredients list is like looking at the side of a cereal box, except that you need a degree in organic chemistry to understand it, which is why I wasn't trying to read all of that stuff. And it gives you a breakdown of what all of these different things do and, you know, how they work with the vaccine and how it reacts in the body, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's a very interesting read. Again, I'm going to put that in the chat for everybody to read. Let us become educated on it at least. I mean, you have the right to not take a vaccine. I've never taken the flu vaccine. My children didn't get none of the other vaccines that children are supposed to get. And, you know, as I got older, I've rethought a lot of that stuff, to be honest with you. So,
Lil Abba.
Mm-hmm.
I think Anhk said this at the beginning of the show. I just want to reiterate it.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever had a time in history where you've seen scientists be this transparent with the whole process?
You know, it would be hard for me to give an answer to that because I'm not heavily invested in the information like you brothers are. But what I can say is, you know, if you go back and you look at what Anhk was saying, some of the journals that he was holding up, he was saying that these things are free now. You know, back in the days, you had to pay for this stuff. So from that perspective, if I just had to give my a quick analysis on it, sure. I mean, that seems very transparent. If you had to pay what $100 or $200 for that stuff back in the days, and now it's free, yeah.
Well, we're getting the first. We're getting to see the act. Well, you know, we talk about methodology a lot. So what we're witnessing or bearing witness to is methodology at play in our face, based on the actual studies, based on the steps, based on the collective data. When I say the collective data, I'm talking about the each phase of the trial. How many people are involved in the trial? How many people received the placebo? How many people received the actual vaccine? What was the reactions from the placebo, and what were the adverse effects or reactions from the actual vaccine? Now, if you study the Lancet and the Journal of Nature, I think, Journal of Nature article, and if you get into the New England Journal regarding these trials, you're going to bear witness to something that's going to make you smile. How many African Americans was a part of the test? How many, you know, Europeans? How many? All the different ethnic groups. And then you're going to see how many of the African Americans actually received the vaccine. How many of them actually received the placebo? What were the actions? And then people that are not satisfied with the data that comes out of those journals. Okay, let's deal with Bonnie, Miss Bonnie, I should say. This groundbreaking lady right here, Miss Bonnie. Who is she? She's she's from Chicago, Black woman, right? Everybody told her, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. She did it anyway. She is also an author, so she can write her own story. We also know that Pfizer specifically is telling people to use journals, logs for the next 2 years and write your day-to-day situations. If you're having any reactions, log it.
Sounds scientific to me.
Yeah. So it's going through rigorous studies. So they're allowing people to involve themselves in the collective research outside of what the doctors are building to keep it transparent, and the vaccine makers.
You know, when you like the ethnic test, right? I was listening. I watched this mystic by the name of Sadhguru. He's a Hindu mystic. I believe he's located here in America right now. Real spiritual wisdom. I love that type of stuff. And he was talking about COVID, and he brought up MERS. And one of the things that he said about MERS was that it was the people in the Middle East were more susceptible to MERS than people in the West. People in the West were more susceptible to SARS, and I looked it up, and I believe that that's why you have to do it by ethnic group, right? While we are all humans, there are certain variations within humanity. The sickle cell anemia wasn't necessarily something that was a bad thing in its original state in Africa, in the countries where it was concentrated at, right? Because it was a defense mechanism against malaria. So now what happens when this defense mechanism, you take people from this particular region, you mix them with all of these other Africans over here in the United States of America, you're going to have people that have sickle cell anemia who are not fighting off this disease, which is malaria. So, of course, deleterious effects within the person is going to start to develop. You know, think of the most famous person with sickle cell is the brother prodigy of Mobb Deep, who passed a few years ago. You know, so I think that us looking at science from a broad perspective and getting out of the right-wing mess is crucial in our understanding. So, you know, I'm glad you brothers came on and gave your measure. My brother Josh, my BTP bro, is on. You wanted to say something, Josh?
Yeah. Hey man, I don't really have nothing to add to what y'all said. I was preoccupied earlier, so I'm just hopping. Just wanted to hop on just to be a part of the discussion.
Oh, definitely.
And, well, since the discussion is pretty much over.
Hey, you sure you ain't got nothing to add?
Not today, man. I'm tapped out.
That's a little inside joke. My brother Josh be jumping on at the last minute, right as we're about to close up a show, and then go on for another 20 minutes.
Not today. Hey, all I'm gonna say is Pfizer stock going up crazy, man.
Ooh, might need to purchase a few shares.
Anybody that got in on the Pfizer and on the options, man.
Mm-hmm.
And who and Clubhouse is where it's at. If you on Clubhouse, just follow me at Josh Gray L. Also follow my brother Logic at Logic Supreme. You know, we're gonna be having some conversations here coming up soon. Some real good conversations. I believe he had a room earlier, but I've been busy as I don't know what today. So yeah, no, I ain't got no grand finale, y'all. I'm just coming in to just show my face and say what's up. Peace.
Did you say you was with the vaccine? What'd you say? What was your take on it?
Oh, not right now. I need to see some more information right now. And then the more information I need to see, because I've seen like the trial, people are having some adverse effects from the trials. So, I think the information I'm looking for is maybe identify those people who had adverse effects in the death.
Oh, look, right quick, as you speak, this brother named Mark Allen says, again, I may have missed his comment earlier, hence the again. I'm in the J&J. Type what that means in the chat, brother Mark Allen. The J&J vaccine trial now, ADOS fam. I guess white supremacy missed me. I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what?
Hey, Josh. Josh, watch this. I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you say you agree or disagree with evolution?
Would I agree or disagree with evolution from?
Yes or no? Simple. That's a simple.
Okay, I say I agree. I say I agree.
It took a long ass time, yo.
Because you want me to condense my response to a yes or no, so I'll do that.
No, you can rock out.
Explain your point then on evolution.
Yeah, what's your point?
If it's a longer explanation.
Yeah, I'm good. Y'all go ahead with your point. I'm more interested.
Okay, so I'm trying to show you the fact that you don't got a good, strong enough understanding of evolution. right? It's going to be hard to understand vaccines. The same way y'all deal with y'all political, like it's a certain level you got to understand to deal with the politics. One is vocabulary, you know that, right? So I'm saying once you get familiar with the scientific vocabulary, you'll start laughing at dudes. The same way you laugh at people now when they be messing up the politics. You're like, come on, man, that's not how the government works. That's not.
Hey, like the last guy we had on, Josh.
Yeah,
Oh
Josh.
man.
Yeah, see, Josh, it's just about education on the subject because y'all some intelligent dudes.
Well,
It's
let
just
me
that
tell you where I'm at with the vaccine. Like, I feel like, before I put mine, I want to say, first off, salute to that brother who decided that he wanted to be a part of the trial. I appreciate you because, we need to have some people with our blood type or bloodline or whatever the case may be. Some people that they can use to say, okay, Black folks or descendants of Africans or people that may be of this genetic type or whatever the case may be, are a part of this group of researchers. So that may be, and then we can narrow it down and say, okay, within that group, we have these people that have these ailments, whether it be genetic or predispositions as far as health challenges, as far as people that have allergies, people that have certain type of diseases or whatever the case may be, whether it be diabetes or, I want as much data as I can get before I make my decision. And we need people to be put through these trials. And I would like to look to see at the results. So that way, I mean, let's just say if I had, lupus or something, right? I wouldn't want to, and we find out that the adverse effects that come from the vaccine really affect people who have certain autoimmune diseases. Then I would say, okay, I'll probably be better off taking my chances with COVID if that's what the data suggests. So I'm gonna rock out with that as opposed to getting the vaccine. So I would say I'm not opposed to the vaccine 100%. I want to see the data before I make my decision.
You mean like the FDA just did? They did what you're asking for.
Yeah, they had a meeting today, Josh, about if they were gonna approve it, and the FDA, after they did their thing today, they came to the agreement that they were gonna approve it. But I want to pull up Mark Allen's comment. He said they called first trial, not enough natives, Latinos, and ADOS. So, Native Americans, Spanish people, and when he says ADOS, for those not familiar, he means quote unquote Black Americans or African Americans. So they're in the first trial. So,
I need some more data before I make my
We
decision.
need the most.
But y'all good. If y'all want to go ahead and get stabbed up with
Listen,
it.
no, I just want you to understand though, you're not gonna see no more data than what the FDA done seen. Right? You're not gonna understand it like the FDA gonna understand it.
I'm with you on that.
I get the not trusting part. I understand the not understanding the part. Like I really do get that. But brothers and sisters like yourself, right? You're like a light to the community. And you can't put a damper on a light by arguing the way you do on politics, but then fuck it all up and not understand the science. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you want to see more data. Well, I got that data for you to see. That's the point. You ain't gonna see more than that. Like I got that if you feel like reading it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers are light, and we need intelligent brothers like you because most people around us act stupid. Meaning, if they take time out their busy day and read instead of just reading Facebook posts, they would understand. So I'm saying is, I challenge you, right? Just like y'all challenged me to understand the politics, right? I challenge you, you know what I'm saying, to open up one of those free goddamn journals, okay, and read the data that you asking for. I challenge you on that, yo. Because you're a young brother, yo, and you smart. Now I'm throwing out the challenge to you, yo.
So are you saying that they done enough trials?
Yeah, they did the trial. They did that already because they
the
can do what they
trials are
did.
over.
Yeah, they did what they did, and the same thing they used to take them. Just it's technology now. It used to take them 5 years. First it was 20 years, then it was 15 years, Then it was 10. Then it was 5. Right? 3. Now it is what it is. In a minute, I'm gonna come through, right? And a month later, they're gonna have a vaccine ready. They just ain't got the infrastructure yet. You know, it's production and all that shit. Even if they already say, okay, we can use it for emergency use, they still ain't got the technology and infrastructure to make sure everybody have a vaccine anyway. So like Lord said, the frontline workers gonna get it first. So check this out. You're gonna get a chance to watch your brothers and sisters on the front line take the vaccine. Now, there are some side effects, like you might feel tired, you might feel, knocked down for a couple days. So the problem is they're trying to figure out with the frontline workers, should we give them the vaccine when they finish their shift so that they be ready 3 days later? And you say, well, wait a minute, you mean to tell me it's gonna be yeah, damn right. Yeah, there are some side effects, but they're not harmful side effects to kill you. Coronavirus side effects could be your liver being destroyed, your heart being destroyed, all kind of shit. That's the side effects for corona. So I'm trying to figure out how is it that my community are more afraid, right, of a thing that could prevent them from getting sick than the actual virus itself. How are you more afraid of the virus running around out here than a damn vaccine? How the hell are you scared of a vaccine? That's for us and our thinking. Slavery has reduced us to children, bro. Like we think politics is the white man shit. That's a child think like that. Y'all don't think that. Y'all have embraced y'all adult Africanness. So to embrace science is to embrace your African adultness. Children think that way. Children think that, well, that's not. How do you get from Africa to America in 3 months? Now all of a sudden you can get there in 4 days. You can't, it ain't safe. That's a child think that way. You feel me? So we are adults around here. I'm not trying to make nobody do nothing. I'm saying for us to get back to a sense of normality, it's not gonna be the damn herbs. It's not gonna be the herbs and spices, and it's not gonna be the pseudo doctor community. All right? It's just not. It's not. So sit around and I get it. Yeah.
Yo, this comment right here said these niggas pop perks and Molly every day, but worrying about the side effects of a vaccine. Shake your mind. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, man, we had a good discussion, man. Tonight, shout out to everybody in the building. Peace, Sister Cynthia. I see you. Our one of our BTP mods, a fellow atheist. She's definitely in the atheist ilk.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I know you like that. But
you too, Abba. You too.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm no atheist. I'm no
Yes,
atheist at all. No, I'm not.
All right. Okay, so what's God? Watch this. Watch you kick the atheist shit. What's God, Abba?
You said what's
I'm
God?
asking you, what's God?
God is a word.
See, you're a damn atheist. You just don't like the word.
This is awesome.
I swear, listen, I'll be trying to get y'all like that, right? But all y'all is atheists, dude. I'll be laughing. Right. I'll be like, man, if Abba, go explain what God is, yo, and watch how you do it, yo. You explain it like Noble Drew Ali would explain it, Ab. Go ahead.
All right, I'm not getting into that because I'll be done pulled up the scriptures and got to talking about and then so let me tell you real quick, right? I had a debate with an atheist on, and this is how I know like a lot of dudes never read the literature of Noble Drew Ali. It was this European dude. I still remember his name because it was so crazy. He came on my post out of nowhere named Riz Harkham. Right. So he started going at religion. I said, whoa. I said, listen, he was an atheist. I said, this is what I'm going to do. Because my religious approach is different from what you normally equate a religious person, what I'm saying, in their practices with. So for instance, in our Circle 7, it says Allah never made a heaven for man and he never made a hell. We are creators and we make our own. And that heaven is a state of mind. It's not You said that's
Atheism.
atheism? Okay. It's in my circle 7. So this is what I did. I told the Riz Harcoon brother, the European guy, I said, listen, here is chapter 7 from my little religious pamphlet. I said, and here's this. I said, this, you could read this in like 7 minutes, maybe. If that. I said, here's a video. This video is about 15 minutes long called Holographic Universe. I said, if you can watch this video, because this is what I believe in. This is how I view my religion. In chapter 7 of the Circle 7, it captures my belief. And it also captures what, I mean, well, it captures what I believe in science-wise. And what the science says about, what's the term? Quantum physics, right? So the dude hits me back. He said, bet, I said, if you could debunk this chapter 7, out of the Circle 7, I give you my word as a man right now, and I'll never claim this religion again. I'll leave it alone. So he comes back about maybe 25 minutes later, and he tags my name. At the time, my Facebook name said Abba Lord. I don't know why it would not let me put Lord Abba. And he tagged my name. He said, Abba Lord, I apologize. So I'm just saying I could get deep into this topic if I want to, but we ain't gonna do that tonight. Not tonight. But yeah, you know, that's a conversation we could have though. I wouldn't mind bringing y'all brothers on one Sunday and chopping it up, or coming on the God Killer channel. Y'all know me. I'll parachute in the middle of the jungle dolo by myself with the machete and the AR, like, where they at? Y'all know how I do it, man. So we could definitely have that somebody in the inbox, somebody Africa news chat box. Yo, chill out, bro. You're spamming. Chill, fam. But yeah, so I'm glad we was able to have this conversation tonight, man. You know, I want to thank my guest, my brother Anhk, the God Killer. We just talked about how far we went back. I had to think about it. We go back like 12 years. Anhk was telling me the other day, we talked by phone. He was like, yo, Ab, you got to think. We like some of the OGs of this newer wave of conscious dudes or scholars or what have you. When Sarnetta really start cutting that camera on, and from the Blog Talk Radio, I had to think about that for me. I'm like, damn, I remember the first conversation I had with Anhk. I remember it clearly. It was a brother from upstate New York, Binghamton. He has recently blocked me, my brother Jamil Muhammad Shabazz, because I was going in on the Nation of Islam after that documentary came out on Malcolm. I believe they killed Malcolm, and it ain't take that documentary to convince me. I've been believing that for years. But Sarnetta had just gave him my number out the blue. So he called me. I'm like, oh, who are you? He was like, oh, yo, my name, brother Jamil. Sarnetta gave me your number. I was like, Sarnetta just gave you my number? He was like, yeah, brother. So me and that brother was cool ever since. So I was familiar. Had started getting familiar with Anhk through the Nikki Love show and various other platforms that I would come across on Blog Talk Radio. And the brother Jamil was like, yo, you believe in the Hittites and the Canaan. I'm fresh in the Moorish science thing. So Anhk get on, and Anhk is going in on the phone. He's like, brother, the Hittites is white people, yo. You know that Baltimore, that long O sound. The Hittites is white people, yo. He just going in. And I'm trying to debate. I ain't have enough information at the time to really challenge what he was saying, but I kind of had faith in what Noble Drew Ali was talking about, because certain things I had researched early on, I was like, damn, has shaken my whole paradigm, because I had just came out of Nuwapu. So Dr. York was teaching that the Canaanites was white people that descended from the pale son of Ham, which was Canaan, and you know the Dr. York stuff. So and we've been rocking out ever since. We done battled. We done been in some yelling, screaming matches. We done been on a phone 2, 3 in the morning. Me, Ish, Sanjetti and Gozi. There's this one young brother out of New York named Haru that used to be. You remember little Haru?
Kinda.
Yeah, there's this little young brother that used to come on, and he was in the community for a minute, and after that, he just disappeared. I don't know what happened to that brother. Somebody's getting
You
at me in the.
You want to debate over the Hittites being white yo or black yo? Seriously?
Oh no, I mean now my scholarship is you. You don't want to have that debate with me right now.
You mean with the Hittites?
It ain't, and really it's not even about black and white at this point. Really, it's just about national identity. That's one of the things that I've learned over the years to try to look at things from a national identification standard as opposed to what the ethnicity was. Because one of the things I learned about the Canaanites was it was very cosmopolitan, you know. So, but you know, that's a conversation. I wouldn't mind having that on the show. What's that? Bill, not a science guy, undeniable. What is that about? Evolution. Hey, we could have a discussion on that. We come on and have a discussion. For the record, I believe in evolution. I believe that giraffes' necks got longer so they could reach the leaves of certain trees. I believe that certain fish evolved. I believe that whales had legs at one point. I mean, I believe that stuff, but I just don't believe that human beings evolved out of a monkey type man. I don't believe that. I haven't seen anything.
I can prove to you right now, yo.
Okay, I know what the questions you're gonna ask, man. Because you already asked them to me.
I ain't gonna ask the question. I'm gonna tell you right now.
All right, go ahead.
That your coccyx bone is a remnant from a tail. It shows that we belong to something that had tails. As a matter of fact, all mammals, you know what I'm saying, had tails at one time. And then as a matter of fact, right, in the womb, you had a tail and it fell off. You can't get around that. Go pull up the human skeleton right now. Let's scream a skeleton. Not all jokes aside.
No, right I know exactly what you talk about. I know exactly,
So 40 million years ago, your common ancestor was a monkey, dog. 40 million years ago.
All right. Okay? I mean,
350 million years ago, a fish. Your great grandmother was a fish.
All right. I mean, we can get into that because I got some information that breaks down why embryos all look the same across the board and why we have the coccyx bone and all of that. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation.
Right. Okay.
We can definitely have that conversation. I actually look forward to that. But and we can have other conversations. When I get finished, your man Chef Reen L gonna want to be like, yo, how can I sign up for your Morris teachings, Lord Albert, and really represent my L? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying.
Except for atheists, man. Well, killers, man. We all atheists, man. We ain't going back, man. We ain't going
definitely.
Hey, Chef, we ain't going back down that road, yo.
What you gonna say, Chef?
You on mute, Chef.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, we didn't gave the supernatural up. You know what I mean? Like it was a good the morals and stuff that we learned. I say this about Islam. A lot of the positive things about myself, I do give credit for how my parents raised me with those teachings. So I never, and just like, Ramadan, like the Eid feast, all of that, I do all that with my family. Like I don't not, you know what I mean, my family and their religion. I just don't believe it no more. You dig what I'm saying? But I still do all of the family things. If my uncles and them ask me to come to Jumu'ah or something and come pray with them, I do that. I don't have no problem. But they know my stance. They know I don't believe in it. You feel me? But to be a part of my family, yeah, I participate with my family.
I feel you. Definitely. So look, fam, I'm glad my bros came on tonight. I look forward to possibly having this discussion again. I heard more information should be coming out by the end of January, beginning of February, about how things are going with vast human distribution of the vaccine, you know, because it's one thing to have a small sample. It's another thing when you give out 40 million doses. So, you know, and we'll have another conversation about it. But again, you know, frontline workers, yeah, they're gonna be the ones that's on the front line. They're gonna get this vaccine. We're gonna be able to monitor it in real time, you know. So definitely, man. Definitely. Shout out to my brothers, man. Shout out to you, Anhk. Shout out, brother Chef. Shout out to the brother Sean that came through. Shout out to my BTP bro Josh in the building. We I don't know. We might jump on Sunday, family. I might jump on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know. We were supposed to do something on Malcolm tonight. We were going to do a critique on Malcolm X tonight. You know, people scared to critique our elders, and it wasn't a you know, it was the critique on a lot of the stances that Malcolm took about anti-Americanism and anti-voting and anti-democracy and things of that nature.
Yeah,
we feel
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, yes, he was.
No,
Yeah. Okay, so we could bring you on. We could bring you on that night.
Hey, but look, Abba, hey, for you and I say this. He had a scathing critique on the hypocrisy
of democracy. Facts.
Of democracy. That was his stance. See, I think y'all getting it twisted. Like black people in the 50s and the 60s had a real legitimate issue with how it was democracy was applied to us.
I agree.
He had a critique of that. You know what I mean? And he was saying if we're not getting the benefits of it, then it's a sham. That's what he was saying.
I agree, but when you put everything in context, which is what we're going to do. So I don't know. Well, we're doing that one Tuesday. We're not going to do that Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to figure out. I had something planned for. Matter of fact, this was supposed to be Sunday's broadcast. I had hit Anhk up earlier. So, and I decided not to do the Malcolm thing tonight. I just had too much on the brain to really.
And we know he was very informed.
Say it again.
We know that he was very informed.
Oh yeah, Malcolm.
Meaning he one of his close friends was aide to Adam Clayton Powell. So
oh yeah,
he definitely knew what was going on. Like, so come on, yo. We ain't talking about no lightweight, right?
No, we're not. But we are gonna give a critique on the things that we think that Malcolm was wrong on, and where we believe that the sentiment, even what you're talking about, right? You're able to put things in a specific type of context and say during that time he was able to give a critique that was a real relevant real-time critique, and that, like, I don't disagree with that at all. The difference is when we hold on to that all of these years later and let it guide us politically.
We got to update our information,
and so that's where the critique is going to come in at. So we're going to touch on some of the things that, you know, that he said that are still, and that's the basis of the critique, that there are things that are still being held on to today
that ain't relevant no longer,
that are not relevant and are actually detrimental to our, what he called in the ballot or the bullet in the beginning of the lecture, our political maturity. So yeah, we're going to get on that as well. The chat is asking, are you brothers on Twitter? Brother DP, like I said, he's a regular here. He just disagreed with some of y'all stuff. He's not a disagreeable individual. We just, you know, disagree. But Brother Anhk gave a lot of resources tonight for all of us to look up and read through. Crooklyn, New York, I know, said, I ain't taking nobody's vaccine. And that's your right. We're not trying to coax anybody to do it, or, you know, you want to say something to that, Anhk?
Yeah, hey, buddy, just don't take your ass to work.
Walk around and lose your life.
Hey, look, I ain't mad. Look, I'm really not mad at black people, but black people need to be out here the most. Remember, hold on, y'all do remember that a coronavirus attacked black people more and Hispanic community more. You know why? Because we was the fucking frontline workers, man. We was cleaning
Mhm.
buildings. We was working in
Yes.
restaurants. We was doing all this
Mhm.
shit. So factory workers working in the chicken houses, don't worry about it. Don't even take the vaccine. I'm not mad at you. But me and my family is, and we're gonna whistle while we work. I ain't gonna take it. Shit. Gonna be like Coco. It's gonna be like Coco, father. You know, Ice T. Ice T White, Coco.
Mhm.
Fighting
Yeah,
for his
father
life.
talk that
Fighting for
shit.
his life. Hey, I was watching CNN and they were interviewing some people, and it was the family members of COVID deniers who, with their last breaths, like some of them, it was literally their last words. I don't believe this is COVID. Flatline. I'm like, man. I mean, look. All right, so yo, fam, we gonna get up out of here, man. Again, shout out to the Amin Ra squad. The pseudo killers is in the building. Definitely welcome back, man. I'll come on and we could get it in anytime, brothers. Just let me know. You know, I'm gonna still leave y'all with the, even though, yeah, tonight's conversation was political, man. All of this stuff is interconnected.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's
It is,
centripetal
bro.
to the people are centripetal to the things that affect us, whether it's science, whether it's politics, whether it's economics. At the end of the day, these things are systems that people establish. And if we don't know these things, we're going to always be at the losing end. So I'm going to leave y'all with the platform's motto, and that is don't just fight the power, become the power. And then and only then will you have the power to make a change. And with that, I say peace.
Peace.